This is just kind of pathetic on the shelters, on the animal shelters view. This is just like the shelter that is just up the street from where we live too. Their adoption policy on pit bulls is just completely ridiculous, and it's an animal shelter, and their whole business is to adopt out animals to responsible owners. So this is like completely hypocritical. Anyway, here we go. Shelter to review policy against pit bull adoption. The Tulsa Animal Shelter's policy prohibiting the adoption of pit bull terriers will be reviewed to see if it complies with state law. Officers at the shelter won't allow people to adopt stray pits or pit mixes to prevent them from being trained to fight, a criminal activity. If owners of pit bulls do not claim the dogs within 3 days, they are euthanized once the shelter runs out of space. The shelter's policy became an issue when Sam Thompson called the facility on the 23rd to pick up 2 straight pit bulls that had wandered into the dent repair shop where he works on Sheridan Road. When he learned 3 days later they would be euthanized, Thompson asked to adopt the dogs but was denied because of the policy. In November, the Oklahoma Court Appeals ruled that a similar animal shelter policy in Oklahoma City conflicted with a state law that bans municipalities from breed-specific regulation of potentially dangerous dogs. Lecter said Wednesday that she was unaware of the court decision and would have to discuss the issue with city attorneys. Dexter said Thursday that the legal department would review the shelter's adoption policies, including those that apply to pit bull terriers. We will have someone look at it and hope we will have an answer soon. Which means, I have no fucking clue what's going on, but I'm going to say this just to sound professional. She did not believe that the shelter's policy was tied to a city ordinance. Thompson was pleased that the city was considering a possible change to the adoption policy. Their whole policy out there is not good. It's like get them and get them out. It's a kill zone. That's what I call it. When I walked into their cages, they licked my hands, Nobles said. When Nobles learned about Thompson's desire to adopt the dogs, he told him about the shelter's policy of not adopting out pit bulls. I felt so sorry for him because he thought when he took the dogs off the streets, he was taking care of them. He really cared for them and felt betrayed. Nobles believes that the shelter's policy is unfair and questions the competence of shelter officials who decide whether a dog should be killed based upon its breed. Nobles wrote that he and his wife have volunteered with animal rescue groups and are appalled by the policies of the animal shelter. We understand that there are animals that for a variety of reasons cannot be adopted out, but to unilaterally say an entire breed is unadoptable is cruel and makes a mockery of the title Tulsa Animal Shelter. And these couple of comments, this one comment, just I love it, because all you pit bull haters are saying, oh, it's the owner, it's all about the owners, they're criminals and drug users and gang bangers and everything. Well, here's one of your comments. Tolson, good for the animal shelter. Please don't change your pit bull adoption policy. Mr. Thompson is probably the exception to the rule when it comes to people who want to adopt pit bulls. He meant well, but most of us don't want pits in our neighborhoods. So here you're saying, oh yeah, it's all the owners are crappy and shitty and everything, but Mr. Thompson was although he's the exception. So I guess he's the one person, and he wasn't even a pit bull owner. He wanted to adopt the pits. So yeah, that sucks.